As a friend and somebody who cares about you, I have a question to you, and make sure you answer it to yourself by self-evaluating. How many times do you invest in yourself? What does investing in yourself seem like to you? I have a simple question for myself. How many books have I read? How many podcasts have I listened to this far? How many educational videos have I watched up to this far? How much articles and how many articles have I read about life so far? Do you know what investing in yourself means? Investing in oneself means that you are putting good things into you. Does investment mean? Investment that you are putting an effort right now for the sake of the future, so that the future person is going to benefit out of what you are putting in today. I'm not going to talk all about emotional, spiritual, physical investment, but my investment today is about your mental investment. And in this case, it's reading books. Since 2023, I've been reading a lot of books. My first book to read was about Atomic Habits, and this book helped me to start having a habit of reading. I have previously read this book called Think Big by Ben Carson. This is a book about Ben Carson. He was a Black American, and the story of Ben Carson says about how he was able to perform from the least in his class to the best in his class to the most known neurosurgeon in the whole of the world. I think in one or another you have heard Ben Carson being mentioned somewhere. And I guess the best thing that I relate to him is that his background is almost the background of most of the Africans. In fact, many of us. He was born in a family and he was raised by a single mom with only his brother. He's giving his story in this book. Now, the best thing that Ben Carson is saying about investment in yourself and what I'm relating today, which is investment in books. He says, let me read. Ben Carson says in chapter 15 of his book, Think Big, books are for reading. Every man who knows how to read has it in his power to magnify himself, to multiply the ways in which he exists, to make his life full, significant, and interesting. On the last bit of chapter 14, he says that knowledge, if we make every attempt to increase our knowledge in order to use it for human good, it will make a difference in us and in our world. The best thing that he says in his book, this one, I'm not doing a review, but just I'm emphasizing on reading books. He says that how he was able to come from the last person in his class to the best person. He says that he was forced by his mom to read at least 2 books each and every week, to do a review, and then to give his mom a report. And that's how he was able to come from that low moment to a high moment in knowledge. Right now he's the best, most known neurosurgeon. He's called Benjamin Carson. And he's emphasizing the importance of reading books. I've got several books here with me, but be sure this is not where I started. I have read at least, I'm in the 5th book this year. I have already read this book and I'm going to do a review about it maybe in TikTok. But this is not, I didn't start by reading these books, by the way. I didn't have any money to buy any book. In fact, this one I was assisted by a friend, but I got my own books anyway. How I started reading books, I have my phone with me. I was downloading the soft copy book, and then I was reading at least 5 minutes each and every day for like around 2 weeks. Then from there I increased to 10 minutes each and every day. And then how I made it more consistent, venye nilizoea, I was now going to read at least 30 minutes a day. So I was waking up in the morning, read at least 30 minutes of a book, whether it is interesting, whether it's financial book. And after that, I was able to gain that consistency and that momentum of reading books. Right now, I can read this book, for example, in just 1 month. That's my pace right now. In fact, this book about Ben Carson, I was able to read it within 1 month. The February month, I read this book. A book like this, I've read it for just 2 weeks. And as I have said, small consistency actions, those are what that matters. When you read the book Atomic Habits, it says that 1% improvement each and every day is what that matters. So I pose a challenge to you. It doesn't matter if you have the money to buy books. It doesn't matter if you have the time. Time is always there, and time is created. Don't say that you don't have time. Find a soft copy book and get to read it yourself. I've read a book about finances. Rich Dad and Poor Dad, a very popular book about finances. And the mentality that I first had of what money is like, how wealth is built, why the people usually struggle, I got it from that book. And I can say my inspiration to start this YouTube channel, by the way, I can't lie that I don't want to make something out of this. Yes, I want to help others, yes, but out of it, maybe I'm going to be monetized one day. So make sure you subscribe and support me. But my point is, the reason why I started a YouTube channel, because it gives you passive income. Passive income is where you're getting money without you being there fully, like 100%. Like being a teacher, you have to wake up each and every day and go to work. So the book Atomic Habits gave me an insight of you can start a passive income, build it maybe for a few years, then release it to the world, and it's going to give you money coming into you each and every time without you having much things. So that's why I got inspiration, by the way, to start this channel. I can't say that it was my own insight. I don't have anybody who mentored me maybe into getting a YouTube channel, but by reading books, I've been able at least to get to interact with great minds, to interact with people's stories. In fact, that book is very helpful. I guess everyone should read that book. My challenge to you, if you love yourself, invest yourself. And how do you invest yourself? You can invest in yourself mentally by reading books, taking care of yourself and such like things. You can also invest in yourself by meditation, exercise, eating healthy, spiritual investment in yourself. There are a lot of investments that you can do to yourself. So investing in yourself does not mean that you have to read all these books. It doesn't have to say like that, but make sure you read books. And if you don't read books, make sure you start with audiobooks. You can download audiobooks maybe from YouTube and listen to them, maybe when you are doing your stuffs, maybe when you're working. I also do something else which is called listening to podcasts. I have downloaded my Spotify app, and that's why I get to listen to podcasts that are influential. Right now I'm listening to Tamkar. She's very popular in self-love, investment in yourself. And by listening to her podcast, maybe when I'm going along the way, maybe when I'm walking to school, I usually put my earphones on and I listen to her and other people. Like the Diary of a CEO is a very nice podcast that you can download for free. There you get to interact with a lot of people who have great insights into your life, a lot of experts when you wanaulizwa maswali, and they get to give you answers instantly through their podcast. And imagine all this is given for free. Just download Spotify app, download those podcasts, listen to Tamkar if you want to get self-development, listen to finances advice, listen to the Diary of a CEO. They are very nice podcasts that I personally have interacted with. I continue interacting with them. So make sure you also invest in knowledge, whether it's through videos, through audios, through books, through audiobooks, whatever it is. Investing in yourself is so important. And with that, make sure that you grab either a hard copy book. You can also have a soft copy book. If it's just first time to reading books, I can advise that you start with the book Atomic Habits, and it's going to help you to get a habit of reading books. And so with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.